Okay, express 3 over x minus 1 squared times x plus 1 as a partial fraction. Alright, so for this question, this is a partial fraction question. Alright, so first, before we do the partial fraction, we need to determine whether this fraction is proper or improper. So for this expression here, this is a proper fraction. Alright, so if this is a proper fraction, so directly we can do the decomposition, and at the denominator here we have a repeating factor here, which is x minus 1 squared. Alright, so to do decomposition for this part, okay, we need to separate. The first one is a over x minus 1, and then the second one we have a fraction for x minus 1 squared at the denominator, which is b over x minus 1 squared. So for the repeating factor here, we need to have a fraction over x minus 1 to the power of 1, and then over x minus 1 to the power of 2. Right, and then for the factor x plus 1, this will be another fraction, which is c over x plus 1. Alright, so we complete the decomposition. Okay, now the next step is to compare the numerator. Alright, so at the left hand side here, the numerator is 3. Okay, and then a need to be multiplied by something. Right, so a is need to be multiplied by what? Okay, we can see from the denominator here. So we have x minus 1 squared times x plus 1. And x minus 1 squared means that there are 2 times x minus 1. So x minus 1 times x minus 1 is x minus 1 squared. Right, so below the a, or at the denominator for a, is x minus 1. So we want to know a is need to be multiplied by what, so we can cover x1 factor x minus 1 here. So we cover x minus 1 here, and what is left, that is what we need to multiply by a. So a is need to be multiplied by x minus 1 times x plus 1. Alright, so that's for a, and then b also need to be multiplied by something. Alright, so the denominator for b is x minus 1 squared. So we can cover the x minus 1 squared here. Okay, and then we take x plus 1, it's multiplied by b, and then for c also need multiplied by something. So we look at the denominator of c, which is x plus 1. So here we also cover the factor x plus 1. So what is left is x minus 1 squared. So c need to be multiplied by x minus 1 squared. So we get this equation. Alright, so from this equation, we can proceed to find a, b, and c. Okay, we have two methods, whether we can use a substitution method, or also we can use the compare coefficient method. Right, so for this question, I will use the substitute method. Right, so first one, I will substitute x equals to 1, okay, into this equation. So when we substitute x equals to 1, and x equals to 1 is a root for the factor x minus 1. So I choose x equals to 1. Okay, so from the equation here, we're going to substitute x equals to 1. Okay, so we substitute x equals to 1, and then we can simplify this. We get, okay, a times 0 times 2, b times 2, c times 0. Okay, and everything that multiplied by 0, it become 0. So this is 0, and also c times 0 also 0. So what is left is 3 is equals to b times 2, or this is equivalent to 3 equals to 2b. So b is equals to 3 over 2. So we get the value for b. Alright, so now we already defined b. So next we can choose another factor, which is x plus 1. The root is x equals to negative 1. So we can substitute x equals to negative 1. And also we substitute the value of b, which is 3 over 2, into the equation here. Okay, so we substitute x equals to negative 1 and b equals to 3 over 2. Right, so here we can simplify this equation. So we have a times negative 2 times 0, 3 over 2 times 0, c times negative 2 squared. And then for this term here, a times 2 times 0, this is 0, and also 3 over 2 times 0 also becomes 0. So what is left is 3 is equals to c times negative 2 squared. So negative 2 squared is 4. Okay, so negative 2 squared is 4. So we have 3 equals to 4c. So c is equals to 3 over 4. Right, so we get the value of c. So now we can find the value of a. Okay, we can choose any value here to substitute. So I choose x equals to 0, and also we substitute b equals to 2 over 3 that we have before, and also we substitute c equals to 3 over 4. Okay, the value that we get from the previous part. Okay, so we substitute into this equation. So x is 0, b 3 over 2, and c 3 over 4. And then we simplify this equation. So a is multiplied by negative 1, 1. Okay, 3 over 2 times 1, 3 over 4 times negative 1 squared. Okay, so a here will become negative a. Okay, and then 3 over 2 times 1 is 3 over 2. And then 3 over 4 times negative 1 squared, negative 1 squared is 1. So 3 over 4 is 3 over 4 here. And then we can simplify this. So a is equals to negative 3 plus 3 over 2 plus 3 over 4. And if we simplify this, we get a is equals to negative 3 over 4. Right, so now we have all the value that we need, which is a, b, and c. So we can substitute all these value a, b, and c into our partial fraction here. Right, so first we substitute a is equals to negative 3 over 4. So we get this fraction. And then we substitute b equals to 3 over 2. So we get 3 over 2 times x minus 1 squared. And then c is 3 over 4. So we get 3 over 4 times x plus 1. Right, so this is the partial fraction for 3 over x minus 1 squared times x plus 1. Okay, so this is the partial fraction.